I think that's important to do. Methinks that's important to do. What about you? Change your tune yet? Ugh. No. Stammers at us. That's incredibly annoying. Butthag, pick up bounty fertilizer now. Do you have it? Please tell me you have it. You don't have it. I need to look at another shop. Ugh. Life is so difficult shopping for people. And there we go. Return this in to the postman? I can't remember. But I'll keep my eye out for mutton. At the very least. On my way to the Forest of Myth. I don't turn it in. Okay. The thing with that kid is, I think I read in a walkthrough somewhere that you need to keep talking to him every time you come to the village. So maybe next time when I come to Seafront, things will be better. Well, that was a bust, but we did a couple things right, so, you know. Our dad lares every single day. He always worries about me, but I feel fine. Poor Yona. She'd rather spend time with her father than have him running around looking for a cure. Unfortunately, poor old Nier just can't seem to realize that. Excuse me, coming through. No, I'm not fighting you. I turned a little prematurely. What's up? Later! I think we can just walk our nice boar into town. Especially since town is right there. Yeah! Well, I think that we crash into the wall. But not actually. Oh, what the hell am I doing?
Black scrolls here too.
Turning into you.
Yo.
Here's your fertilizers. Thanks! Here's the money. We got this shit. 2,000 bucks. Yeah, sure. Well, off to the Forest of Myth, I guess. Delayed that long enough. Apparently it's over this way. Oh no, I need to talk to Popola. My bad. See, I know where the forest is, but Nier does not. Poor Nier. He's so behind at times. Five mutton, huh? I think it was 5 mutton. It's 5 or 3. I'll get 5 to be safe. I should check the shop, see if they sell mutton. They don't. You can sell mutton to the lady. You have to farm for the mutton yourself. Oh. While I'm here, I should probably show this off. Let's look at this room. The hell should I know? Maybe it's Popola's hobby corner or something. So, you may notice these are the bosses we've fought. Look at top shelf. What's that? Looks like the shade we fought in Lost Shrine. Middle shelf. Saw his cube back at the Baron Temple. Perhaps the Prince of Facade gave it to Popola as a gift. Top shelf. Is that lizard thing we fought at the Airy? Who would make a figure of that anyway? What was it doing here? Look at the top shelf. This is from the Junk Heap. Decoration is certainly in poor taste. So I don't know why these are here. I don't think there's a story reason as to why those statues are there. They're just sort of there to remind you of the bosses. What's up? Oh, Token, I just got a strange letter in the mail. Dearest Poplar, I hope this letter finds you well. I am writing in hopes of bringing to your attention a certain dream issue of concern regarding recent events in the Dream the Village. I was hoping I might be able to get your advice, Dream, on the matter. Recently there have been dream reports, dream of a certain dream of dream, evil dream, empty dream, cursed dream, evil dream, words, dream, and... That's certainly a bizarre piece of writing. Yes, it's strange, all right. Who's it from? It's the mayor of a small village in the Forest of Myth. It's a wooded area up north. Forest of Myth? They're a bright and talkative group of people. Something is very out of character for them. I have a bad feeling about this. I'll check it out. You will, but don't worry about it. I got business there anyway. Oh, well, all right. Thank you.
Say.
Anything on the docket? No. Later. Whee! Away we go. Ugh. Deer and wheat stew. I have to go back to Facade to get a watermelon. Ugh. My life is so difficult. I have to cross a desert for a goddamn watermelon. Okay, I'm going this way. I thought it was this way. That's why I was so confused when I went to the other one. Before remembering it was Popola. Might as well take the long, scenic route and get some mutton wine there. Well, heading there anyways. Another thing I'd like to see if they make this a PC port is the shorter loading screens. That would be nice. And there's the mutton. Come to daddy. One hit. That's the kind of action I like. Mutton. How much do I need? Just make it as clear as possible. 5 mutton. Got it. That could be done right here. Provided all these sheep drop mutton as opposed to wool. And they're here. Whoa! It's okay though, Kaine's taking care of business. Rude! Because it's overcast doesn't mean you can come out to play. You're ordering allies to trail. And he dropped something of note, it seems. Mutton! I still need 2 more mutton. Alright, 1 more mutton. Probably across the bridge. Oh wait, there's one Nifty spawn. Damn. The white arrows on the map are enemies, the gray arrows are non-hostile entities that will become hostile if you go out and attack them. Like, oh, I don't know, say some sheep. Come on, boys, I just need 1 thing of mutton. You rude prick. I will not be joining you at your daughter's wedding. There's that wild boar still. And that's all the mutton I need, so I don't care. Maybe a worn-away kid asked for. Time to head back. Yeah, not yet. All in due time, Nier. I don't think I need to be up along that ridge. I do not. Lizards and mice would be nice. I think mice only spawn at the junkyard, though. Which is a pain in my ass. Jesus, Kaine. Going a little hard in the paint, aren't you? Anyways, time for the Forest of Myth. Ugh, what a place.
It sure is quiet here.
Such silence
Indeed.
bodes ill. There's trouble on the way. I'm sure of it.
That's what I love about you,
I should
Vice.
save here.
You're such an optimist.
Vice, the optimist, indeed.
That's cheek.
Do you talk to everyone or just him? I think you talk to everyone, actually. Beware! The words! The words? What do you mean? Contagious words. The words who dream. Those who dream. Ah, shit. Alright, here we go. Ready for the weakest part of the game? There's gonna be a whole lot of narration. Hold a moment, there's a strange new sensation in my mind. Vice's voice rose in a quizzical way. It is not quizzical! What's going on here? The villager's body shuddered as he slowly opened his eyes. Wise, perhaps we should start by asking this man. Who are you? I'm Token, this is Vice. We heard something happened in this village, so we came to see if we could help. The villager stared at Token and Vice. If you can speak to me, I must have caught you in my dream. How's that again? The villager explained. In the past week, a mysterious disease called the Death Dream has spread across the Forest of Myth. Those who caught it were cursed to fall asleep and live forever within the world of their own dreams. The village mayor had determined that the Death Dream was spread from person to person by spoken word, but before he could learn more, the disease took him as well. Wise stared at the mayor, his mouth twitching slightly. Now see here, he said. Are you saying we've been absorbed in your dream? Well, yes, said the mayor. I think you have. Oh, crap, said Token. So that means we've caught the Death Dream. Before the mayor could confirm Token's suspicion, Wise exploded with rage. Ridiculous, preposterous, completely unfathomable, on every conceivable level. I do not even recall falling asleep. The mayor attempted to take Wise's complaints in stride. That's just how the Death Dream works, he said, brushing aside the book's remarks. My remarks shall not be brushed aside, fool. And it would behoove you to remember this world allows me to view all of its narration. I don't know if that's quite the fourth wall breaking, but it's still amusing to me. Anyways, buckle up. Feel free to put this on while you're taking a nap. Let ASRM calm you to sleep, if that's how it works, I don't know. As far as I can tell, ASRM is people talking too close to a microphone and it annoys the hell out of me. The mayor twisted his mouth in an embarrassed grimace, then quickly changed the subject to who Token had seen, and what they had discussed since coming to the village. Something must have caused... There it goes. Get used to this screen. Something... Oh. Huh. Huh. It's coming in clearer on the capture. That thing at the bottom. A little sign there. It's more cut off on my end. Anyways. Something there must have caused you to enter my dream. A certain conversation, a specific word. Something. Token and Vice racked their brains, could find no easy solution. There were simply too many words to consider, too much random chatter, too many meaningless conversations. Grimoire Wise does not engage in meaningless conversations. The mere suggestion that Wise chose his words carelessly seemed to sting his pride. It does not seem to sting my pride, you bloated gasbag of a narrator. It demolishes it utterly. Irritated, Wise looked skyward as if searching for answers in the heavens. I was doing no such thing. Just leave me alone already. The anger created by his harsh words bled over to Token like contagion. Wait, said Token subtly. Did you just say contagion? I believe so. What of it? Well, that villager told us to watch out for contagious words, right? The mayor leaned forward with renewed interest, pushing a startled Vice aside in the process. We must have said something, right? Asked the mayor. Something specific combination of words. What was it? It was about dreaming or something that dreams or... Oh, what the hell was it? A sheep? Cried Vice, suddenly blurting out the first thing that popped into his head. They stared at him for a moment before slowly shaking their heads. After a few more minutes of thought, Token's face suddenly lit up. I remember, he said, those who dream. That's what he said, I'm sure of it. At this point, the mayor produced a thick sheaf of papers from his pocket, flipped through them a few times before finally nodding in approval. That sounds right, he says, as a stray sheet of paper fluttered to the ground. My notes also mentioned something about that. I bet it was the last thing you heard before you fell asleep. The mayor shook his head, his worn pencil stub tracing lines across a lone piece of paper. For the last month, I've done nothing but study the disease we call the Death Dream, he said. I mean, I'm the mayor, right? It's my job to protect people from whatever comes along, but I never expected a couple of outsiders to start entering people's dreams. The mayor paused, a grimace crossing his face. I should probably be taking notes or something. Vice immediately fired back. I applaud the force of will it takes to research a disease in your dreams, he said, but perhaps we should bend your efforts to escaping this place instead of trying to understand it. The mayor's hand tightened around the pencil, snapping it off at the tip. I've tried to escape. In the very moment I realized I was locked inside my own dream, I've been looking for a way out, but I don't think it exists. I mean, this is my dream, right? If there was an exit, I'd know about it. He paused for a moment, his unfocused eyes staring at nothing. My village was beautiful, he said to no one in particular, and it was filled with the most wonderful people you could ever hope to meet. But once this disease took hold, things changed. It's like somebody took a sponge and soaked all the color out of our lives. I just want us to be whole again. I want us to be free. The mayor's voice took on a note of steely determination. "And I won't stop trying until it happens." Token nodded in agreement. "Oh, wait a second. I didn't nod. Who are you?" "Look, if we can be of help," said Token. "What?" "Look, if we can be of any help, said Token, just ask." "Now hold on, I did not just say that." "Silence!" cries Vice. The Grimoire looked at Token and the mayor and back again, his face filling with confidence. Grimoire Vice's face is always confident, thank you very much. "Now see here, Mayor, you told us nothing can exist in this dream without your knowing of it. But yet you seemed surprised to see us when we first arrived." Mayor slowly raised his hand, realization dawning on his face. "Oh my god," he said, "you're right, you're right! I had no idea you were coming. The human imagination is a limitless engine," said Vice. "The dreams are the fuel. If you can imagine an exit, then it must be so. With your permission, we shall search it out." "Thank you," said the mayor. "I don't know how I can repay you." "Payment is not required. We're as eager as you to be done with this place." The mayor suddenly felt as if he could breathe again. He'd almost forgotten what it was like. "Good luck, you two," he called to the departing forms of Token and Vice. "We're all counting on you." As Token slowly faded into the misty forest, the mayor was struck by a sense of déjà vu. "I saw this man once before," he thought, "but where?" Token's mood darkened as he trudged through the forest. Hours earlier, when the beauty of the place was still a new thing, he'd been confident they could get in, find the exit, and be home in time for dinner. But the deeper they went, the more the forest closed in around him. The mist made it difficult to see more than a foot in any direction, and moss-covered rocks seemed determined to twist his ankle. More than once he'd been forced to steady himself on the rough bark of a tree, and his hand now left small trails of blood on everything he had touched. Additionally, Vice was proving to be a spectacularly poor traveling companion. Unhindered by either terrain or physical effort, he spent most of the time urging Token to pick up the pace and grumbling about their slow progress. Finally, after Vice muttered something about legless turtles being more adept at navigating the environment, Token snapped. "You know what, Vice?" he cried. "Go to hell. We're stopping. I need to rest for a few minutes before I throw up." Token leaned against a tree and tried to stretch the knots from his back. "How can this stupid forest be so goddamn big?" he murmured to himself. The moment the words stumbled out of his mouth, a cacophony of insects sprang to life. As if infuriated by his lack of respect, every imaginable form of buzz, click, and hiss roared out with a volume that rattled his teeth. Token slapped his hand over his ears and screamed to be heard. "Vice, what the hell is going on?" Token could see Vice's mouth moving, but he might as well have been shouting in a tornado. The insects screamed, the forest howled, and then, just as Token's ears seemed to be ready to tear from his head and go running off from cover, the sound diminished. Hesitantly, Token removed the hands from his left ear and listened to the creatures of the woods. Zree, 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 zree. Shock, 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 shock. Ch-ch-chee, ch-chee, ch-chee, or whatever. Woo-woman. Woo-man? Noises. As the insect symphony dimmed another decibel, Token began to detect patterns in the sound. This isn't random, he thought. This isn't just white noise, it's something else. The insects weren't just calling to you, they were asking a question. One with it suffers, two with it is ideal, three with it is dangerous. What is it? By my pages, is this a riddle? I guess so, this kind of thing happens a lot in dreams, right? Maybe it's key to getting out of this place. Then I leave it to you to answer. One with it suffers, two with it's ideal, three with it's dangerous. What is it? Woman. High five, boys, am I right? It's a secret. Inwardly furious that Vice had left the task to him, Token sighed and gave the only answer that made sense. It's a secret, right? The sound of the insect stopped, and suddenly as it began, the forest undergrowth parted before Token like a rippling wave, opening a new path. "These forest arthropods are making a road for us," said Vice with glee. Pleased at passing the test, Token moved on with new intensity. The path offered his body relief from the undergrowth, but gave even greater cheer to his mind. As long as they were on a path, their journey had a purpose. "I guess the forest has accepted us, huh?" said Token after a bit. Vice spun around to face the companion. "Do not mistake the will of the forest as some happy pet you can suddenly befriend. We have no idea where this path leads." As Vice finished speaking, the pair turned a corner and found themselves facing a clear forest spring. Smiling, Token picked up a small rock and sent it skipping across the surface of the water. Did you know this is the longest and most amount of words I've read without fucking it up? And sure, I'm fucking up occasionally, but compared to my usual track record, I'm knocking it out of the park right now. "Good heavens," said Vice. His surprise was understandable. Each time the rock struck the surface of the water, a musical note rang out. When the rock finally stopped moving and sank to the bottom of the spring, the ripples it left behind came together to form words. "I enter through the window, but I break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I?" "Absurdly easy, thank you," barked Vice. "Now answer it." Token grit his teeth and tried not to reach out and strangle his companion. He's right after all, this one is pretty easy. Yeah, it's a bird. A letter. No. Can't be a letter. Sunlight, obviously. Sunlight! A plume of water suddenly burst from the spring. Sunlight filtered through the trees and reflected off the plume, creating a shimmering rainbow that spanned the entire horizon. In all my years, said Vice softly, I've never seen such a sight. Perhaps I have misunderstood the intentions of this place. Hey, look! Cried Token, awakening Vice from his daze. There's a house or something over there. Glancing in the direction of his friend's extended hand, Vice saw a small cottage nestled among the trees. That's weird, isn't it, Vice? I mean, who would build a house all the way out here? Token walked over and pounded on the door. After a minute of solid bang, the door cracked open and a small man peered out. His body was cloaked from neck to toe in a large black cape, his face obscured by mist. Began Token. Before he get any further, the cloaked man held up a hand and began speaking. I have 4 legs in the morning, 2 at noon, but I end the night with 3. What am I? This is just the oldest riddle, I'm pretty sure. Well, one of the oldest. Token was tired. Token tried to ask the cloaked man who he was and what he was doing, but he simply repeated the question. If you wish to engage this man in conversation, it seems you must answer the riddle. Yeah, I suppose, said Token. Well, at least it's an easy one. Quite. A demon! Only that thing could grow legs, right? Man. The mist dissolved in the cloaked figure as he spoke a single word. Correct. With that, the man flung his garment aside, revealing his true identity. You're the mayor! Cried Token. The small man slowly shook his head. I'm not the mayor you know. Now listen to my words. Long ago I saw a vision of you that was not yourself. Wait, what? Huh? What? It will make sense in time. At present, I simply congratulate you on cracking the seal of the death dream. You must go to the man at the forest entrance. With that, the man turned on his heel and slammed the door behind him. As Token watched, mist seeped up from the ground and enveloped the cottage, erasing it from existence. When Token and Vice returned to the forest entrance, they found the mayor leaning against a tree. As soon as he caught sight of the duo, he sprang to his feet and scrambled over to them. Good gravy, he cried. You made it. You actually made it back. His left hand grasped Token's and pumped it so fiercely it threatened to dislodge it from the socket, while his right hand seized Vice by the cover and swung it through the air. Gah! By the heavens, stop shaking me, fool! We have not even told you if we were successful or not. The mayor smiled broadly and shook his head. I'm just so happy you're alive. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Token withdrew himself from the mayor's eager handshake with a slight smile. We broke the death dream seal, he said. At least I think we did. The mayor's face beamed as Token filled him in on the details. When the tale was done, the 3 of them laid down on the forest ground and fell asleep. Wait a second! That's crazy. Why would we just lay down and go to sleep? This is one hell of a story. Cease your endless prattle and go to sleep, fool. Fighting against the rules of this place is futility itself. Token and the mayor obediently reclined atop the grassy earth. Have you forgotten, continued Vice, it is words that control the death dream, words that allow us to move from place to place. No matter how unnatural they seem, the words are absolute. Therefore, if the words tell us to sleep, then sleep we shall. And once we do, the story will continue. With that, the trio found their eyes growing heavy, their breathing slow. This is the first time, began the mayor, the first time I have felt tired since I was imprisoned here. His words were cut off by a loud, long yawn, and he remembered nothing more. He might have slept for an hour or a year. When they awoke, things had a slightly more real quality to them. The mist felt thicker, the leaves greener. It was clear that they had awakened from their dream. And we're back. Token shook the mayor's shoulder gently. Good news, he said. We made it. Oh, wow, said the mayor in an odd voice. We did. I'm back. He blinked once, twice, as though not quite believing the sight before him. You two have no idea how much this means. The death dream had started to spread... It started to spread through our village, and I want to... Well, I thought I could figure out how to stop it, but I guess that wasn't the case. I must have caught the disease and become trapped in my own dream. The mayor started to stand, then collapsed back to the earth. He stared at his legs, trying to remember how they worked, then glanced at Token and shrugged. Without a word, the fighter reached down and pulled the mayor to his feet. Real life may take some getting used to. A wry smile crossed the mayor's lips. You shall relearn in short order, I am sure, said Vice. For now you should return to your home and rest. No, said the mayor. No, I can't. Some of the villagers are still trapped in a death dream. I have to save them. The mayor slowly made his way to the divine tree in the center of the village, then bowed his head and prayed silently. This is the holy tree, he explained, and the prayer was finished. It's the guardian of our village's history and memories. Superstition will only make our mission harder, muttered Vice. We should not put our faith in the gods. The mayor shook his head. Not the gods, the words. Legend says that our tree is home to powerful magic known as a sealed verse. Token and Vice could not contain their surprise. It seemed a goal had been found in the most unexpected of places. I say, muttered Vice, this is certainly a stroke of luck. As 3 of them said their goodbye, Token mentioned that a strange man had given them a third riddle and mysterious words that had left with him. once saw a version of you that was not yourself. What in the world? Lost in thought, he stared into space for a long moment. You know, he said softly, this is going to sound weird, but I have a feeling I've seen you before, too. I've tried to keep a straight face and failed, but the mayor did not seem to notice. Deja vu, right? Anyways, I figure it's just some kind of illusion created by the death dream. It probably doesn't mean anything. Token gave the mayor a nod and a smile, but inwardly his thoughts were racing. There was something wrong about the mayor and his words. I wish I understood what the hell was going on here. That riddle would prove to be the most difficult one of all. More on that later. But hey, we have more villagers, because that section's not done yet. Thank you so much. Now I can finally return to a normal life. This is one of the most bizarre diseases I've ever encountered. I know, that's why I have to help the other villagers. So, yeah. Technically, for sealed verse, that didn't take much effort. Yeah, a touch too easy if you ask me. It's almost someone guiding us to the village. You think too much, Vice.